Hi folks, today I thought I'd talk a little bit about fartleks. Fartleks means speed play. I think most people have heard that before, but if you haven't, fartleks, it's a Swedish word for speed play. And it's really a way to do some speed work is kind of what fartleks are, but a little bit more behind that. So first of all, there's generally two ways that you, let me think straighter, two ways you might do fartleks. One is what I would call unstructured, if I can get that word on the page. And I think that's when fartleks first started, where the speed play comes from, as being unstructured, meaning it's kind of as you go. So you're out running, you're going to do fartleks for 20 minutes, and you say, I'm going to run fast until I get to the corner. And then I'm going to slow down and recover. And then I'm going to run fast until I get to the mailbox. And so it's very, very loose. You kind of decide each time some target and you shoot for that. All you know is you can do it for about 20 minutes. And the recovery time is usually about equal to what the faster running time was. So very common for your fartleks to be unstructured. Just as common is that the fartleks might be structured. In other words, it's very specific what you're going to do. It might be 10 by 1 minute. It could be 6 by 3 minutes. It could be 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and counting down, but there could be some structure behind it. Again, typically, the fast running is usually followed by an equal amount of slower running. So again, with fartleks, they might be very unstructured, or they might be a little bit structured. Of course, a big question is, well, how fast should I be doing my fartleks? So there's no specific pace involved with it. They usually are fast. Now, sometimes fartleks are going to be more about a lactate threshold type workout, so that's very possible, but typically they are designed to be fast, but there's not a specific pace. So the question is, well, okay, fast. Well, how fast am I supposed to go? Well, you want to make sure that you can maintain your effort for all those fartleks, if I get this up, but you also kind of want to be ready to be done by the end. So by that I mean, let's say that you're supposed to run 10 by 1 minute. You want to be doing fast enough so that your 10th one at 1 minute is done at the same type of effort as your first one, if not even a touch faster. But on the other hand, you're kind of ready to be done. Now, when I say be done, you should always be able to do one or two more of anything, another mile or two, another couple of fartleks, another couple of intervals. You should always be able to do more. You should never be totally done and wasted. But the goal, if you're doing 10 by 1 minute, would be to have a solid effort for all of those, the same through all 10 of them. But at the end, it's like, yeah, if I had to do a couple more of these, I could. But other than that, I'm kind of ready to be done. So that's how fast you can be, which also means that that speed is going to be very different for 10 by 1 minute than it would be for 20 by 1 minute, or maybe for 10 by 2 minutes. That's different. So you've got to play with that a little bit. So then why do we do fartleks? There's three main reasons. One, it's a nice change of pace, just to do something that's a little less specific. There's not a specific pace involved. There's not 400 meters on a track. And along with that change of pace, maybe you don't have a track available. A lot of people can't get to a track, so it's the only way they can do any type of a speed work is with fartleks. It allows speed, what I call speed flexibility. And by that I mean there isn't a specific pace. So a lot of times I'll give people some fartleks to do after they've had, say, a half marathon or a couple weeks after a marathon to kind of get the legs going. I don't normally expect them to go out there and kill those and run those at a 5K or 3K pace after that. It's going to be whatever their body feels like. So you do have the flexibility, even though they're supposed to be fast. What fast is going to depend upon what fast is for you that day. You have that flexibility. It also helps teach you to manage the effort. So going back to what I said about being able to keep that same effort for 10 by 1 minute or 8 by 2 minutes or whatever it is. So learning how to manage that effort, because maybe the first time you just say, yeah, I could have done these faster. Okay, so you know that next time and you can adjust for that. Same in a race. A lot of times people say, well, if I'm going to run my race by effort, how do I know what I should do? Well, fartleks can help teach you that by learning how to manage your effort a little bit. Final comment that I'll make about fartleks, and this applies to any type of faster running that you're doing, is fast running is generally very good for biomechanics. One of the negatives of slow running is we tend to not run very efficiently when we run slow, but we have to do a lot of slow running. It's how we get the aerobic base. It's how we get the recovery. If you're on fast all the time, you'd just simply be injured and never get your aerobic base. So we do get some good mechanics work out of it. So it's important anytime you're running fast, you should feel like you're running smooth. You should feel like you're running strong. You should feel like you're controlled. If you're running so hard or fast that you feel like you're flailing, that's not any good. So any type of speed work, including fartleks, always think smooth, strong, and controlled.